Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. So today I will show you how to set up a DNS resolution between two Red Hat Linux servers. But before that, let's understand what is DNS. DNS stands for Domain Name System. It's like a phone book of the internet. When we type a website name, suppose www.google.com, our system need to convert that name into IP address to reach the server. So the DNS helps us to convert the domain name into IP addresses. For example, www.google.com becomes like 192.168.0.1. So in cloud environments or private networks, sometimes there is no DNS servers. In that case, we can manually configure the DNS resolution by editing etc hosts file. So let's begin step by step. Here I have launched and configured two Red Hat Linux servers and connected via SSH and switched to root user using the sudo -i for the administrative access. So these are the two servers, server 1 and server 2. Now let's check the content of etc hosts file using the cat command. 127.0.0.1 is the IPv4 loopback address and below is the IPv6 loopback address. Let's check the same for server 2. So here we have to edit this file using the vi command. Inside this file we have to add the private IP address and the private DNS names of both the servers. So here select the server 1, copy the private IPv4 address, then paste it. After that, copy the private IP DNS name. After that, for second server we have to copy the private IPv4 address and also the private IPv4 DNS name. As I have added it on server 1, I am just copying this as we have to add it on both the servers. First save this and exit. Then on server 2, open the file in edit mode using vi etc host. Here I am going to paste the copied private IPv4 address and private DNS name of both the servers. Then save and exit. This manual entry helps the servers resolve each other's name without any external DNS. So after that, the next step is to edit the network configuration file. This file is used to set the some basic network setting in Red Hat based system. So here in edit mode, networking is equal to yes, which means networking is enabled, and non-zero conf is yes, which disables the automatic IP assignment by zero conf, which we usually don't use in server environments. So here we have to add one more important line to this file, which is host name is equal to fully qualified domain name of this server, which helps in consistent hostname resolution, especially after the reboot. Then save and exit. We also have to set this for server 2. Open the sysconfig network file in edit mode. Select the server 2 and copy the private IP DNS name. So after saving and exit, the change helps the system recognize its own hostname even after the reboot. So the next step is to verify the system information using some basic commands. First, I am running the uname -a. This command shows the complete system information including the kernel version, architecture and hostname. It confirms that we are working on correct machine. Next, host name. So it displays the current host name on the system. So let's run this same command for the server 2. And finally, checking the IP address using IP address show grep inet. It will list all the IP addresses assigned to the system, and we use the grep inet to filter out only IPv4 and IPv6 address. inet6 is the IPv6 and inet is the IPv4 address. So this is very helpful step to double check that we are using the correct IPs and host names. Also check this for server 2. Now we have to test if DNS resolution is working correctly. For that we have to use the host command, host-v. Let me explain what this does. Host is a tool used to perform DNS lookups. -v option shows the detailed information. -t and capital A, it tells it to look for a record which are used to map a hostname to an IPv4 address. And $hostname dynamically gets the current hostname of the system. So the meaning of this command is it is asking that can we resolve the system's host name to its IP address. So here command not found means the host command is not installed here. So we will check it for server 2 also. So to fix this, I'm installing a package which is called the bind-utils, which includes both the host and dig files. So it will install the useful DNS troubleshooting tools like host and dig. Host is used to check the DNS A records, and dig to forward and reverse lookups. Once the installation is complete on server 1, we have to install it on server 2. After successfully installing the bind-utils package, we have to run the DNS lookups on server 1 using the command dig-x and the private IP address of server 1. So here I am copying the private IPv4 address and paste here. But what does mean dig and -x? So dig is a powerful DNS query tool, and -x option performs a reverse lookup, which means telling the I have the IP address this, and tell me the hostname which is belong to it. Since we have already added the IP and hostname in the etc host file, it gives us the fully qualified domain name here. So I'm just copying this, and I will perform the forward DNS lookup using the dig command and paste the fully qualified domain name. So this command tells that this is my fully qualified domain name. Give me the IP address which belong to it. So it is the correct IP address that it gives. Now I want to check if server 1 can resolve the server 2's IP address to its hostname. So for that, on server 1 we have to run the command dig-x and the server 2's private IPv4 address. Hence it gives us the server 2's fully qualified domain name, and it confirms that the DNS resolution between the two servers is working correctly. We can check it in forward DNS lookup using the fully qualified domain name. So hence it gives us the IP address which belongs to our fully qualified domain name. Now let's check for the server 2 also. First let's copy the server 2's private IP address. So as we can see here, the server 2's fully qualified domain name. So we can also check that the server 2 is able to recognize the server 1's bytes IP and DNS. So let's add the server 1's private IPv4 address first. So here we get the fully qualified domain name by giving the IP address of server 1. So here using the cat command, I'm just double checking that both the servers have correct entries for themselves and each other. we have verified this on both the servers. So the final step is to test the hostname resolution using the host command again. So as you can see here, the outputs appears correct here, which means the local DNS resolution is working perfectly and both the system can resolve the host names even without the external DNS server. Now let's check for server 2 also. So it is also correct, and that's it for today. Here we have successfully configured the DNS resolution between two Red Hat Linux servers using the etc hosts file, and we also verified everything using the commands like host and dig to ensure the name resolution is working in both ways. And if you have any questions or doubts, feel free to ask me in the comment sections. And thanks for watching. See you in the next video.